education. One of the most significant measures of total quality management in higher education is the concept of Deer College, a homogeneous cluster of 10 to 15 colleges within an era of fostering inter-institutional cooperation for overall development of all of them is the basic principle behind the concept of Deer College. I would like to thank our college for giving us this opportunity and platform to organize this webinar on IPR. As we know that intellectual property refers to intellectual creations such as inventions, literacy and artistic work, designs and symbols, names and images used in commerce. IP rights such as patents, trademarks, and copyrights can provide legal protection for these innovations, preventing others from copying or the imitating them without permission. So before starting webinar session, I would like to give brief introduction of our speaker, Professor Pranam Saugule sir, assistant renowned in the field of IPR and at the same time contributing a lot to the teaching and research. Our speaker's educational qualification is BSL, LLB, and LLM, qualified UGC NET in subject of law, and currently pursuing PhD in a law. He is having 2 years teaching experience in Vidya Vikas Mandal's G.R. Kare College of Law, Margao, Goa, and 8 years teaching experience in Lathe Education Society, Ganpatrao Orwade College of Commerce, Sangli. He is also having e-content development experience, contributed to e-content developed by the Distance Education Society, Distance Education Shivaji University, Kolhapur. He has also published 10 research articles, 3 journals under UGC Care listed publication, and 5 book publication with ISBN. Without taking much time, I request Professor, our speaker, Saugule sir, to start this session. Hello.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good morning to all who have participated in the today's one-day seminar under the Lead College activity organized by Lathe Education Societies, MSOT Law College, Sangli. At the very outset, I would like to congratulate the organizers for selecting a topic of extreme importance in the present era, that is innovation, startup, and IPR. These are the words that we have heard many times, and a lot is happening around these words in the business industry and commerce. Let me correct myself. Legal profession is not immune from these words too, because the legal framework controlling these new businesses is the most happening place with the introduction of new policies, rules, amendments, international conventions, etc. These words and laws seems to be new because they are being discussed with much focus in the present. However, if you go to the literal acts, their acts, and see the time frame when these acts have been enacted, you would come to know that these are the not new concepts. And the human urge that if he or she has invented something by taking a lot of pain in terms of investing time, energy, money, putting managerial and other skills, he or she naturally expects a recognizable return over his such investment, and this become the very justification of recognizing the intellectual property rights. As we can see, the topic of presentation include three words. I would like to divide the topic in these three categories. Students, let's remember the fact that even though we will discuss these three concepts independently, but these are not altogether different concepts. These are interlinked, interdependent, and and important aspects which are dealing with each other. That these particular words can be said to be a sine qua non for the existence of the other concepts. For example, IPR cannot be granted without innovation, and innovation is an amount of the first requirement in the most of the IPRs. Innovation is one of the first requirement of IPR for receiving statutory recognition under the IP law. So let's begin with the presentation. IPR, startup and innovation. I hope you could see the slides.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So we'll start with the brief layout of the today's presentation. We will discuss in brief what is intellectual property, what are the kinds of intellectual property. We will discuss about WIPO, that is World Intellectual Property Organization, and we will just see the overview of WIPO. So students will go with the brief layout. We will first of all discuss what is intellectual property, then what are the kinds of intellectual property. We will discuss about World Intellectual Property Organization and its overview. What are the term of various kinds of IPs that is granted under the Indian law, and we will in short discuss about what is trademark, what is copyright, what is patent, what is industrial design, what is layout design. Then we will move towards the Global Innovation Index by WIPO, which is being published every year. Then we will go into look out the Indian ranking of 2022 and 23 among this particular global index, innovation index. Then we will go into the contributing factors or deciding factors on how this particular innovation index is being calculated. Then we will move toward the third
Hello.
The word intellectual refers to which is contrary to physical work. Secondly, the word property that you know, that is about intangible property. Being a law students, you know about tangible and intangible property and the differences between these both. Tangible property can be touched, can be felt, it is having physical existence, it can be liquidated easily. And the examples of tangible property can be seen to be cash, furniture, plant, machinery, vehicles, building equipments, computers, etc. Intangible property, on the contrary, cannot be felt by touch or cannot be seen. It is not having physical existence. It cannot be liquidated easily. And the examples of intangible property can be said to be patent, logo, copyright, brand value, self-developed softwares, customer data, trademarks, goodwill, etc. As we can see that the property can be said to be the ownership of a particular thing. And when we refer to the intellectual property, it means ownership of a property created by the intellect of a human being and which is being recognized under any of the intellectual property related laws. May it be copyright, may it be patent, may it be trademark, may it be plant variety, may it be industrial design or layout design. So intellectual property is a category of intangible rights protecting commercially valuable products of human intellect comprising primarily trademark, copyright, patent, etc. So has been defined in the Black's Law Dictionary 7th edition. One more important aspect related to intellectual property can be said to be that these are statutory rights. You know that the statutory rights are the rights which are legally enforceable in the court of law, granted to a particular individual who is commonly a citizen of that particular country. And these intellectual property rights also go hand in hand with the Latin maxim that is ubi jus ibi remedium. Unless and until the law recognizes and protects the particular right, it cannot be enforced. And that is why these two important aspects are important. That is ubi jus ibi remedium, that is where there is a right, there is a remedy, and ibi jus ubi remedium, that when there is no right, if you are not holder of a copyright, if you are not holder of a patent right, etc., you cannot enforce it and you cannot go into the court of law for seeking remedies. Next, when we talk about innovation, you can see the key aspects of innovation can be said to be creativity, which includes inspiration, idea, brainstorming, imagination, again innovation, motivation, etc. Secondly, implementation of the innovative or creative idea is important. See, one of the common and important principle in the intellectual property law is that intellectual property cannot be given on idea. Idea cannot be protected. The outcome of the idea is protected in a suitable form. For example, if it is a process, product, or a device, a patent can be given. If it is a literary, dramatic, article, musical work, artistic work, it will be protected under the copyright law. Third aspect of innovation is value creation. Value again will we can say that it will create a monetary value, or we can say that it will add value to something already existing. So value creation is one of the aspect of innovation. Nextly, problem solving. See, to say about a particular aspect like innovation, innovation addresses a particular problem existing in the society or in a particular industry, and when a problem is addressed by an innovator, we can say researcher, at that particular addressing of the problem and the process of addressing, and after addressing or coming to a particular solution, he will be granted the whatever variety or category of the right he is applied for. And last aspect of innovation can be said to be continuous improvement, wherein identifying opportunity, plan for improvement, executing change, and measuring results are the valuable key factors which are taken into consideration. Students, the third aspect of today's presentation is startup. We are all aware about the fact that on 16th January 2016, the Startup India initiative has been rolled out by the Government of India with the objective of supporting entrepreneurs and building a robust startup ecosystem and transforming India into a country of job creators instead of job seekers. If we try to find out the definition of what is a startup, it has been defined like this. A startup means anything or any business organization or business entity, business format, which is registered in India, not over the 5 years, and that means which is a fresh. And the annual turnover of that particular business entity do not exceed 25 crores in a one financial year. That will be technically said to be startup. Startup is an entity which mainly focuses and works towards innovation, development, deployment, or commercialization of a new product and service driven by technology or intellectual property. So we will move further to the broad area of intellectual property and the rights given under the intellectual property.
Innovation. The unique drives all kinds of progress. Without innovation, providing research that has no music on the go. Unique drives all kinds of progress. Without innovation, yes, music on the go. HD video, stories without special effects. Snap. and unable to be inside the body. Doctors the inherent properties exist to encourage the abilities of creators to make specialized agents and shepherd internet activities, such as copyright laws, to adapt them to the changing needs of our global digital society. Wyvern's goal is to make Wyvern operates international filing systems that make it easier to protect inventions, brands, and designs across borders. Individual inventors and small businesses to the world's biggest companies can file a single application in one of these PCT created unique systems to apply for protection in countries across the world. This saves them time and money. In the last 50 years, Wyvern has processed over 4.5 million international patent, trademark, and design applications for everything from machine tools to medicines to solar panels. No disagreements arise in trial. Wyvern provides arbitration and litigation as an alternative to costly court proceedings. Wyvern gives people the tools to use IP effectively, helping people to make that means more opportunity. Innovation. Wyvern provides free access to IP information, 25 million patent documents, and more than 25 million patents, trademarks, and designs. And Wyvern trains tens of thousands of people every year how to access priceless information. Since its inception over 100 years ago, the global IP system has helped innovation and creativity. That means more minds creating new technologies to conquer the world's problems. Music offers versatility, more multicultural, and more knowledge reaching us at many increasing rates. Every day, creative people all over the world are finding new ways to improve our future. Wyvern and the intellectual property system help make that happen.
I hope that you have gone through the overview of WIPO, which works at international level regarding the recognition and you can say the development of intellectual property concepts in various countries. It helps all the countries into developing the idea, in developing and protecting the intellectual property in that particular country. So when we talk about what is intellectual property and its kinds, we'll come to know the variety of IP rights given by or recognized by international instruments and which has been adopted in international law. See, these are the different kinds of intellectual property. Firstly, the trademark, patent, copyright, industrial design, layout design, and trade secrets. Along with these different kinds, I have tried to give some examples of the these rights. At the right side of the slide, you can see Nikola Tesla's electric circuit controller patent, which has been the Nikola Tesla, who was American inventor, who was born on 10th July 1856 and died on 7th January 1943. He was such an inventor who is having 300 patents on his name. And this particular Nikola Tesla's electric circuit controller patent has been granted on 16th August 1898. Secondly, you can see the Target symbol, which is an online and offline store of groceries, clothing, and electronics. Next to that is the Mercedes symbol, which you all are aware about. The company was established on 28th June 1926, about 98 years ago in Germany, and which is well known in all over the world. So the Nikola Tesla's electronic circuit controller is the example of a patent right, and the symbol of Mercedes-Benz and Target, etc., what we have discussed about, with what is the symbol of, is the example of trademarks, right? Coming next to the images, you can see the Alchemist. These are the images of books, book covers. Robin Sharma's The Monk who Sold His Ferrari, 5 AM Club, and Ikigai. I have purposely taken images of these particular books because these are very important, you can say, books in self-development. Students must, I suggest that student must go and read these books. See, if we talk about a particular, this Ikigai example, this book talk about Japanese concept of reason for being. And this speaks about the what do you love in doing, how and what are your talents, what the world wants or needs from you, and what you are paid for daily livelihood. Intersection of these particular 4 points is the ikigai of particular human being. That is the reason for which he or she works for, or where each particular person should work for. Again, coming next to the design of a car, this is the example of industrial design, the most famous and most loved car of Ferrari. Nextly, the layout design, which layout design of integrated circuits related to electronics. And coming next to that is the design of a floor plan or a furniture where it can be registered under the Designs Act. Coming next to that is the Coca-Cola Vault, which is present in Atlanta City, Georgia, United States. It is known for the trade secret of Coca-Cola formula. Very interesting story it is about Coca-Cola. See, the original inventor of Coca-Cola was John Pemberton. He created this particular formula, you can say, in the year 1886, and he died in 1888. Before he dies, Asa Candler was the person who founder of Coca-Cola, purchased rights of Coca-Cola formula from him in the year 1891. And till this particular period, till 1919, the formula was not written at all. It was passed by generations to generations orally. In the year 1919, it was finally wrote down, which has been kept secretly in this particular Coca-Cola vault. Coca-Cola company claims that even today, only 2 senior executives of that particular company knows the formula, and to keep that particular formula secret, these 2 executives never travel together. This is how the trade secrets are maintained, and this Coca-Cola formula is the great example of a trade secret. The question is, Why trade secrets are so important? The answer to that particular question is, see, when we register for any intellectual property under a particular statutory law, we get that monopoly right over that particular invention or particular aspect for a particular term. For example, suppose we registered for a trademark, the tenure of the trademark will be 10 years, and it can be again, of course, renewable, and it can be renewable for perpetuity. Suppose copyright protection, it is available for 60 years or during the lifetime of the person who has written something. It may be a novel, it may be a book, it may be a poem, and it is not renewable because the term of copyright is lifetime of the author plus 60 years. Next, patent, which will be given for 20 years, and it is renewable. It has to be renewed from 3rd year to 20th year for say protection. In case of geographical indication, it has to be renewed for further 10 years. In case of industrial design, it is available for 10 years, and it can be renewed further for 5 years. In case of layout design, similar provisions are there. But coming to trade secrets, it is available till the time secret is safe. See, no registration of trade secret is being done under a particular law, and that is why it will be available to the organization, business organization, till the date that particular business organization can keep it secret. And that is why Coca-Cola, they have is the example of greatest trade secret maintained in the recent past. Moving further to the brief ideas and introduction of various intellectual property variety or kinds. See, in case of a trademarks, the relevant law for the trademark is Trademarks Act 1999 and the rules made there under, objectives of which is recognition and registration of the marks which are applied over a particular goods or services, and the objective of that particular goods or putting that particular mark on the goods and services is to differentiate between the similar products of the different organization manufactured by the different organization. The requirements and the legal conditions for granting marks are, it should be a mark which is having graphical representation, and it must distinguish between the goods and services. The main function of the trademark registry is to register the trademarks, and which qualifies for registration under this particular law. See, I hope you have on the various product you have seen see the product name is there, and the right side of that particular name or a symbol, in the bracket TM is written, or sometimes R in the circle has been symbolized. The difference between when it has been written like TM, it symbolizes the unregistered trademark, and when you can find R near the name of that particular product, so you can judge or you can come to know that it is a registered trademark. We will just take for example the well-known trademarks in India. You can Moving further, copyright can be registered under the Copyright Act 1957 and the rules made thereunder. The copyright protection is given on original literary, dramatic, musical, and artistic work, cinematographic film, and sound recording. Copyright protects the expression and not writing. I've already said that whatever kind of intellectual property, it cannot be chosen towards the idea. If I may be having a great idea, but if I'm not working, if I'm not implementing and executing that idea into a product, invention, a novel, the symbol of copyright, C written and circle is made over the particular C. Nextly, coming to the patents, it is granted under the Patents Act 1970 and the rules made thereunder. It is a statutory right for an invention granted for a limited period to a patentee by the government. So patents are generally given on the newly invented product, or it may be given on a process. There are some conditions for granting patent under the Indian law. The invention must be novel. It should have an inventive step, or it must be a non-obvious thing. It should be capable of industrial application. So whatever you are inventing should be capable of being, you can say, manufactured in a vast scale, on a vast scale, and it should not attract the limitations for granting the patent. Coming next to the another kind of intellectual property, that is geographical indication. Geographical indication is a sign. You can see here the India's geographical indication logo and also the slogan. Slogan is Atulya Bharat Ki Amulya Nidhi, invaluable treasures of incredible India. Basically, geographical indication is a sign used on a particular product, which product has origin in a specific geographical place, and being originated in that particular geographical place, that particular you can say commodity possess quality and reputation. If we these geographical indications are recognized and given protection under Geographical Indications and Goods Act 1999. See, if we go to some of the examples of GIs granted in Maharashtra, we are aware about that. The Solapuri Chadar, Solapuri Towel, Puneri Pagdi, Nashik Valley Wines, Nashik Grapes, Paithani Saris, Mahabaleshwar Strawberries, Warli Paintings, Nagpur Oranges, Azra Ghansa Rice, Mangalveda's Jwari, Walia Ghevda, which is recognized as geographical indication in Satara district, Nawapur Turda, Alibag White Onion, Lasalgav's onion, Sangli's manuka, then Beed's custard apple, Jalna's sweet oranges, Solapur again pomegranate, then then Ambemur rice, Dahanu's Golwad chikku, Jagao's banana, Marathwada's kesar mango, Ratnagiri or Devgad's Alfonso, Sangli's turmeric, and most popular Kolhapuri chappals and jaggeries. These are the registered GIs in the state of Maharashtra and nearby places to us. Coming next to the other kind of intellectual property, that is industrial design. For obtaining protection under industrial design, it should be a new design, original design, and not previously published or used in any country. It is applicable to any article, but the condition is that it must be applicable to that particular article by industrial process. Design must appear and it should be visible on the finished article. For instance, a key having its novelty only in the shape of its bend at the portion intended to engage with the levers inside the lock associated cannot be registered as a design under the Act. The design, again, one of the condition is the design should not include any trademark or property mark or artistic work as defined under the Copyright Act 1957. The Designs Act 2000 gives the protection to the industrial designs. The examples of industrial designs could be said to be smartphone design, furniture design, automobile design, fashion design, packaging design, consumer electronics design, etc. The important purpose of design registration is to see the artisan creator, originator of a design having aesthetic look is not deprived of his bona fide reward by the other applying to their goods. See, the main difference between the copyrighted protection of any particular design and protection of design under the industrial so the Designs Act 2000 is that the copyright focuses upon the artistic value of the particular design. However, the Industrial Designs Act or the Designs Act 2000 focuses upon aesthetic value of that particular appearance of that particular design. Coming next to the layout designs, the layouts are generally referred to as semiconductor layout design, a layout of transistors, other circuit elements, and it includes lead wires connecting such elements and expressed in a manner in semiconductor integrated circuits. So it comes under the Semiconductor Integrated Circuits Layout Designs Act 2000. For registration, the conditions of originality, distinctiveness, capable of distinguishing from any other layout design are a must for registration under this particular act. See, here are some examples of a layout design registered under the Semiconductor Act 2000. So after discussing the variety of rights and in brief conditions of granting intellectual property rights, we will now move towards what is invention. To know that, we'll just go to the video.
science, artists to engineers, to solve problems. This process starts off with a challenge. If you might like to solve it. Have a think about all the different ways to solve this problem. What already exists? What materials
सर आवाज येत नाही प्रॉपरली.
ask some friends to help you come up with ideas.
Audio is not audible.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Lots and lots of prototypes before your final design. In order to figure out whether it does what you want it to do, you need to test it. This is often the part where you learn the most about your idea. Is your prototype doing what you want it to do? What changes would you like to make? After testing your prototype, figure out changes you better find. Completely? Use this earlier as feedback to help improve it. Change something big or small, or even go back to the drawing board and start from the beginning. Innovation is nothing new. Everyone has done it at some point in their lives, but it's an invention, coming up with a new dance routine, or even writing a story. Are there any problems or challenges that you'd like to solve? Next time you have a problem, have a go using this process. Have a go. Try and reflect. You never know what you can come up with.
So when we talk about innovation, there are 10 types which can be seen in the idea of innovation. That is profit model, which will define how you will make money by that innovative innovation. Networking, connections with others to create value. Structure, alignment of your talent with the assets you are having. Process, signature of superior methods for doing your work. Product performance, which distinguish the features and functionality of your product by the other, on contrary to the other products. Product system, complementary products and services which you are offering. Service, support and enhancements that surrounds your offerings. Channel, how your offerings are delivered to the customers and users. Brand, which represents your offerings and businesses. And customer engagement, which distinctively interacts your foster. So due to time, it is not possible to discuss all the 10 elements of the or the types of innovation here, but we will just see branding as a type of innovation in the next slide. So I hope you could see the valuable brands, the world's most valuable brands in the year 2021. Among the top 5, you can see Amazon, Apple, Google, Microsoft, and Tencent. See the figures or the are in the billions. So Amazon is having 683.9 billion. That means these brands are making money with the help of their branding and their protection under intellectual property. So coming to the valuable brands of 2023, the similar companies are there. However, they are just their places have been a little bit changed. First, on the first place, Apple is there. Google, Microsoft, and Amazon has come to 4th place. So when we talk about brand value, we can say that brand value is the net worth and value of the brand in the brand compared to the other brands. Among on this particular slide, you can see some of the brands that we all know or we are aware about. We have come across these brands. On the left side of your slide is the Godrej symbol, Jio, Apple. Here it is Domino's, MACD, and all the relevant branding that which we are aware about. and these companies are making huge profits on the basis of their brand value. Now we will see the example of how branding could lead to you can say identity of a product.
which later on turned into a Vodafone, and the branding of the product was considered to be remembered by all the viewers due to the pug involved in that particular advertisement. See, branding not only gives the identity to the product, but in this particular Hutch Vodafone case, the pug involved in the advertisement was received much, you can say, attention, and even the people were very happy and very interested to buy the pugs in during that particular period. And it has increased the cost of purchasing the from 10,000 to 60,000. That is the brand value creation by the companies. Not only by the companies, in this particular case, the brand value of the that emotional attachment has been increased. Nextly, if we will move towards the Global Innovation Index, in 2022, we have got the place of India has got the place of 40th
in the Global Innovation Index. Switzerland, Sweden, United States, UK, and Singapore are the top 5 countries in this Global Innovation Index. This index is measured by World Intellectual Property Organization on various factors, which we will discuss in the upcoming slide. So the score for in this particular index, Switzerland comes with 67.6 points, whereas India has gained 38.1 point. However, the better position of India, you can see in the next image, that in the year 2015 we were we were on the 81st rank. However, presently we have secured 40th rank. As far as regional recognition and place is concerned, in the Central and Southern Asia, India is among India has secured first rank in innovation process, and uh, India is leading to top 3 innovation ecosystems as measured by income groups. See, these global innovation index is measured by the WIPO. It involves a variety of aspects and factors which contribute in measuring this particular innovation index. It includes institutions, that is institutional environment available in this particular country, regulatory environment through regulatory compliances of rules, regulations, laws, and overall business environment, ecosystem. Apart from that, human capital and research, infrastructure, market sophistication, which means the level of knowledge your market has on any given topic, business sophistication, etc. This human capital and research factor includes tertiary education, which is related to us, that is university education, technical universities available, open universities available, virtual universities, polytechnics, teachers colleges, etc. So the variety of factors, that is regulatory environment, it includes controlled environment, rules, state within which a company produce valid results and a quality level. Business environment, on the contrary, it refers to economic, social, political, legal, and technological aspects which affects the measurement of countries' innovative index. This slide shows the India's ranking 40th among the 132 economies featured in GII 2023. So now coming to the criteria or framework of this global innovation index. Political environment, regulatory environment that we have discussed, human capital and research, it includes education and related aspects, infrastructural developments, that is ITCs, and market sophistication that we have already discussed. These are the paramount factors or decisive factors which helps in analyzing the WIPO of availability of business environment in that particular country, and on that particular basis they will give the ranking. Now let us move to the third aspect of today's topic, that is startups. Before that, we'll just see this video.
You've probably heard of startups and scale-ups, innovative companies beginning to scale up quickly. Startup ecosystem. Let's have a look at why these companies are so important. In comparison to other companies, the number of startups and scale-ups. Their innovative strength is huge. Besides employment opportunities at the companies themselves, job to startup. As for levels of education, additionally, startups often deliver a higher return on investment and increase in productivity. But the new competitive is the most important benefit. Startups and scale-ups encourage existing companies and sectors to innovate. They form partnerships to work on a better world. For example, digitalization and sustainability. A startup is a company with the ambition to grow naturally. It is based on a scalable business model and driven by technology which is self-developed or otherwise. Once a startup moves into the next stage, we call it a scale. Now, experts
See, we all have heard about the startups nowadays much. The key pillars of for the support of startups are simplification and hand-holding, funding and incentives, incubation and industry academia partnerships. These are the initiatives taken support the startups under the existing laws so that startups could nurture in our system. The other kind of benefits which are given by the government are tax exemptions, angel tax exemptions, rebate on trademark and patent fees registration, self-certification in certain aspects like environmental clearances, environmental governmental tenders and procurement, interaction platform for the startups, funds, and faster exit. For any startup in India, they have to register and get recognition certificate from the government of India. This is how it look like, and one of the I have put it as one of the example of certification. So now let's come to the what are the benefits of startups in India given by the government of India. Firstly, DPIIT, that is Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, is the department which deals with the startups and innovation on behalf of the government of India. First benefit or recognition benefit is the intellectual property. The government has encouraged the startups, new upcoming business entities to register for intellectual property they are generating, and for that purpose government is giving 80% rebate in filing patent applications, etc. So that the cost for filing these applications has been reduced from 8,000 rupees to 1,600 only. Trademark registration cost is reduced from 10,000 to 5,000, and these rebates are made available under the existing legal system. Secondly, public procurements has been made easy for these new upcoming startups. The certain norms have been relaxed by the government. Startups are now they can get listed as sellers on the Government of India procurement portal, and due to that about 18,035 as on 31st March 2023, that many startups are now entered into the government website for procurement. Thirdly, as far as the environmental related laws and labor laws compliance is concerned, the startups can give self-certification under these for 3 to 5 years that the mentioned 9 labor laws and 3 environmental laws have been followed by themselves. No regulatory burden will be put on for these particular years on these startups, so as to encourage them to you can say develop their own business instead of complying to regulatory aspects. White category industries do not require clearances under 3 environment related laws, And white category industries have been mentioned by or specified by the Central Pollution Control Board website. Coming next to the other benefits, we have already seen the tax exemptions. Variety of tax exemptions have been given to the new startups. And suppose for some reason any startup could not work as expected, the exit of these particular startups are also made easy. So due to the compliance and fear of winding off, the business entities, those who were not intended to start their business, will be they will now move to try that they will start, and suppose if it doesn't work, they can exit easily without any problems. So we can see that government, through its various you can say schemes and relaxation in laws, is moving from red tapism to red carpet. See, you can see red tapism is conservation and rigid approach towards any decision making in the decision making process, and red carpet is special treatment or hospitality if you are coming to start any new business on the basis of innovation and invention. I think that the approach of the government goes according to the what has been said by Justice Bhagwati. He says that if the law fails to respond needs of the changing society, then either it will stifle the growth of society or choke its progress. Or if the society is vigorous enough, it will cast away the law which stands in the way of its growth. Law must therefore constantly be on move, adopting itself with the fast changing society and not lag behind. I think that government with its various efforts is going with the business entities, and suitable changes are being made for encouraging them to participate, to innovate and go internationally with the help of the laws. And the laws are now cannot be said to be, you can say, hindrances in the growth of the particular innovation sector or intellectual property rights recognition sector. So let us conclude with the takeaways from the present topic. What we have discussed today is what is intellectual property, its kinds, the role of WIPO. We have seen its overview. We have seen various terms of IP rights, how a healthier environment for growth of innovation and technology and entrepreneurship is being made in India. The nexus between innovation and intellectual property and startups that we have discussed. Supportive legal and business framework is what needed, and that is being given nowadays by the government. Suitable changes according to the needed changed environment that has boosted our economy, that we have seen that we have leading the region of Asian region. Much has been achieved with the help or in the field of startups today, but much more is to be achieved in the coming future. With this, I can say that I cannot teach anybody anything, and I can only make you think which has been said by the Socrates. Gratitude and declaration. See, the intellectual property involved in the present presentation, that is sound, pictures, audio visuals, videos, images, whatever we have used in this presentation, I do not claim any IP right in these images, sounds and videos. I have used them only for the educational purpose, which is a fair use of the IP involved in that particular thing. Lastly, I am very thankful to the principal NSOT Law College, Dr. A.M. Saudi sir, for giving me an opportunity to share my views on this particular topic. I am also thankful to the librarian, Shri Avinash Salunke sir, MSOT Law College Sangli, who is coordinator of lead college activity, and I'm also grateful to the attentive audience comprising students and representatives of all the law colleges under the Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Once again, I thank you all for your great support. If you have any queries, you can raise your hand, or we can sum up the session.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your valuable guidance. I request to audience, if you have any query, any doubt regarding the patent registration and related to startup and innovation, you may please ask. We have 2 minutes. If you don't have any question, then we'll go for the last session of today's webinar, that is vote of thanks. Maybe there is no question from audience. I request to Advocate Smith for the vote of thanks. Over to Patil ma'am.
Hello, good morning, everyone. On behalf of NSOT Law College, I am here to express my vote of thanks. As we know, in this current modern global era, everyone is coming up with their new ideas, inventions, innovations, and creativity. So it is very necessary to protect their creativity, their inventions, and ideas. And the IPR protect the creativity, inventions, and the ideas of such creators. IPR protects these inventions by giving them or assigning them a various rights. So in this global era of business, technology, and inventions with a medical science, it is necessary to protect the rights. So everyone should know what is IPR and what is the object of IPR and what is the concepts of IPR. So aim of the today's webinar is to give the precise idea regarding the IPR Act. So I would like to thank our today's distinguished speaker, Professor Pranant Chowgule sir, who have guided us so well on the topic of IPR and implications of the IPR, what are the various types of IPR, and what is the objectives of the IPR Act. Even I would like to thank the organizer of today's event, that is librarian Avinash Salunke sir, and a big thank you to all the participants of the webinar. Before concluding, I would like to give an instructions that in the chat box there is a feedback form, and I am requesting to all the participants to fill that form. And if any query regarding the feedback form, you are asked to meet the coordinator of the event. So a big thank to all the organizers, the principal of our college, Saudi sir, Avinash Salunke sir, and the today's speaker participants. Because of you only, this webinar gets successful event.
Thank you so much, madam. फीडबॅक फॉर्म चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये आहे. तुम्ही 1 मिनिटामध्ये तो भरून घेऊ शकता. अदरवाइज तुमच्या कॉलेजचे कोऑर्डिनेटर लीड कॉलेजचे आहेत, त्यांच्याकडे फीडबॅक फॉर्मची लिंक दिलेली आहे. तुम्ही तिथून ती लिंक घेऊन तो फॉर्म भरून देऊ शकता. त्या संदर्भामध्ये फीडबॅक फॉर्म भरल्यानंतर तुम्हाला वेबिनारचे सर्टिफिकेट तुमच्या मेल आयडी वरती कलेक्ट करता येऊ शकते. ओके, थँक्यू सो मच वन्स अगेन. थँक्यू सो मच.